then I think any policy that targets actually an improvement of the livelihood in Africa should also try to help in reducing the huge unemployment rate.
Africa is going to have 11 million young people coming to the labor market every year. And that's the youth employment issue. They have to establish these little firms, household enterprises themselves to employ them, to create productive employment. And it's a really important thing to help increase productivity in those household enterprises as well as those who still remain on family farms.
The key outcome, I think, that we seek is job creation, because that's critical to reducing poverty on a sustainable level. And I think there's not enough attention is given to employment policies, labor market issues, and how to create jobs. I also think that industrial development is likely to be a big driver of growth and job creation over the next 20 years in Africa. That requires both soft and hard infrastructure. The hard infrastructure is easier to define, roads and ports and power, etc. But the soft infrastructure is around the ability to move goods at low transaction costs, the ability to engage in contracts, issues around property rights and the rule of law are critical.
Where many countries have a mismatch between the skill sets that graduates have and what industry needs. It was basically having a partnership between the private sector industry and policymakers and aid agencies that defines what the exact gaps are, and then training young people specifically for those gaps, almost like a targeted approach. It's looking at the capacity you have now and basically retraining people for what the market needs.
So far, Africa has lived on its resources, either underground or on the surface, selling primary products with little value added. If you want a gainful employment, then it's young has to be employed. Put effort into the processing of these natural resources that we have, converting cotton into textiles, coffee into coffee powders, cocoa into chocolates.
Now, when we consider entrepreneurs in Africa, half are women and half are men. So entrepreneurship is not a big issue. But when you look at the group of women entrepreneurs, they are more likely to operate in informal. They are micro and small businesses, and in general they produce low value added goods. Why? Because of the lack of finance. So now we should move in a large type of funding, a large type of access to finance for women in order to extend their business. They may then extend in their business, creating more jobs, and the rest of the society, including young people, will benefit of this.